Alright, it's time for your daily dose of all things Outriders. We have a brand new update about that patch that was supposed to release today. It has been delayed until early next week, but we also have a further reply from the community manager at Square Enix, who says that they hope to actually speed up the process for releasing patches. So that's good news. We're going to dive into that in just a moment. Plus, we're going to be talking about this one right here, how Square Enix calls Outriders its next big franchise as it reaches 3.5 million unique players. So it looks like they have plans, of course, for this game, as noted in my previous video, but also they look like that they might actually be making multiple games for Outriders in the future. But hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here. Let's dive straight into the latest happenings around Outriders, shall we? Alright, first of all, we're going to talk about the latest official posts from Square Enix, the community manager of Outriders. He goes on to say the following: during our final tests of today's planned patch, we uncovered an issue that could pose a risk to the stability of the overall patch. As we are not comfortable releasing the patch with this issue in place, we need to take a couple of days to address it. Now, this current patch is therefore now rescheduled to be released early next week, pending final confirmation that the above-mentioned issue has been resolved. They also say this: we know that this isn't what you wanted to hear today, but we do want to assure you that this is a short delay and won't impact the other fixes that we are already prepping for the next patch cycle, and we will share more news of these as soon as we can. So they're already prepping the next patch, after the damage mitigation patch, and of course, we're going to be getting the appreciation package someday. So I'll keep you guys in the know as to, official release dates for that. But we also have further replies from the community manager as well. He goes on to say this: as just announced, unfortunately the patch is not ready for release today despite our best efforts. Now, he says, for me personally, as one of the Outriders community managers, with us having previously talked about how our aim to deliver the patch today, this raises a bit of a quandary about how we're communicating that I'd been keen to hear your opinions on. He furthermore says, as you know, we've made it our goal from the start to be as open and transparent about Outriders as we can be. That's also the reason why I've never shied away from acknowledging issues or setting up gather threads here on Reddit, but also why I've made sure to always provide you, the community, with as much behind the scenes info as I can. Now also, he says, for example, during our launch week with the server issues, we made sure to update everyone regularly in 20-minute time gaps with what was going on, and we also subsequently shared our connectivity issues post-mortem, also as previously promised. Yeah, they've been really good with communicating. Now, he says this: similarly, we've made sure to try to keep you updated the latest status of each issue in the time since then. And we have on a number of occasions talked about our intentions for things rather than our guaranteed plans. We've often told you what we were planning to do even while we were still working on those specific things. For example, in the past we've shared our intentions for demo patch releases, inventory restoration plans, and releases, the community appreciation, and now also this damage mitigation patch release, all before these things were guaranteed and set in stone. Now, let's get to the crux of the post. Truth be told, the safest option, let's call option A, might have been to not say anything at all or be very vague, but then pleasantly surprise you with what we've been doing when the specific thing happens, e.g. the restoration runs, patch releases, etc. This would mean that when you first hear about things, you know they're guaranteed to be live at that moment, but it would also mean that you could go for a long time without tangible news. It would also reduce your ability to feedback on the things we're aiming to do. However, it also means that you wouldn't be disappointed in our intentions don't come to fruition, as has happened today. Now, the alternative option to this, of course, is option B, which is to do what we have been trying to do so far: share regular updates, announcement posting with an aimed minimum of twice a week with tangible news, usually on a Tuesday or Thursday. At the same time, it also covers smaller topics in one-to-one conversations in Reddit threads that aren't a big announcement mega thread, but that still do give you an insight into what's going on. I'm trying to better surface these now. However, with option B, the risk is there that you might occasionally be disappointed if things don't go quite according to plan. So, yeah, what do you guys prefer, option A or option B? Honestly, I just appreciate their open communication with what's going on. I just want to hear from them, and if they have a problem with a patch, they have a problem with a patch. And early next week for me, I wish it was out today, don't get me wrong, but as long as the patch is being worked on, and they're working on multiple patches, it seems like simultaneously, to me, that's a good thing, and I'm really hopeful that in the next couple months, this game is, really solid. And it's also good to know that, yesterday we got the tease that new content would be coming, of course, to the game. So far, I think they should just keep doing what they're doing with communication. Now, we're going to talk about in just a moment how they are actually going to possibly be releasing patches a lot quicker. Now, he says this, as per usual, I'm sure I've waffled on longer than need be. Please note that this post isn't a declaration of that we're changing the way we communicate. Consider it more of an invitation for you to let me know where on the sliding scale between option A and B your ideal communication scenario is. Yes, it's a sliding scale that needs to be balanced, not a black and white A or B option with a choose one outcome. Thanks for reading and sharing your thoughts. So, yeah, it's a bummer the delay happened. But I would rather them, again, give us some sort of communication as what's going on with Outriders instead of stay completely silent. That's worse. In my opinion, that is so much worse when they're completely silent. Now, we have another one here from the community manager. Here is, I don't know who said this. It says, given how your turnaround time on each patch seems to be about a month, it would be way worse not to know your intentions. That's what I totally agree about. And, the community manager, he says this, yep, none of us want such a long turnaround cycle, but it's partially a result of the sudden high impact but quite random issues that we're facing. If a bug were happening 100% of the time to everyone, it'd be much easier to reproduce and fix in turn, thus also speeding up the patch release. That being said, we are looking at ways to increase the frequency of patches so you don't have to go so long in between them. Excellent. So that's good to hear. Hopefully that's actually something that happens as well. Yeah, noting this, a lot of you guys seem to be pretty excited about this one right here. Kono88 points out, it says, expanding Outriders in the future. Oh, did anyone catch that? Smiley face. And you can see the post from the Outriders team here. And circled is the fact that they are looking forward to expanding Outriders in the future. And if we go down to the reply, it seems like a lot of you guys are excited, but we have a joke here. It says, by expanding, do you think they mean adding more bugs? Hopefully not. Rez says this, I know this game has its issues, but I really love this game. I have been playing it every day since the demo released, and continue to do so for a long while. Excited for any future content they are going to give us. And Plague Dr. Pepper says, seriously, I see the potential in this game. There's definitely something magical here, but the bugs and design decisions are what's killing the game and causing abandonment in droves, my assumption. It really does seem like the devs are trying to kill the game and move on. Granted, I don't know much about the game development, so there may be a reason I'm missing, but you'd think that they would study the successes and failures of other looter shooters and apply it here. I'm definitely still interested in the game, but that interest continues to wane. A lot of people are, there's other games that are going to be releasing again. We will be seeing Biomutant, so I'm going to be hopping into that one, as many of you have indicated that you will be doing the same. So, once they get this game hopefully all fixed and addressed, I am definitely going to be returning to it and checking out, especially if they, fix it and then also change the RNG system for the legendaries and bring us brand new content. That would be really, really cool, because I personally find this game so much freaking fun. Let me tell you what, I really do enjoy my time in Outriders, despite the issues. I know it has issues, don't get me wrong. Now, also, yeah, let's talk about this one right here. We do know that they plan to actually expand Outriders, but, Square Enix had some things to say about this as well. They say, Square Enix calls Outriders its next big franchise as it reaches 3.5 unique players. They're calling it a franchise. They're not calling it a video game. So it seems like they have some major plans. So I'm going to skip ahead here in the article and take a look at what they said exactly. They say this, at least some of its success can probably be attributed to its day one launch on Xbox Game Pass. Actually, they revealed that a lot of their sales on Xbox came from regular purchases, believe it or not. Like, Xbox Game Pass had minimal impact on the overall sales of this game, which is pretty impressive. But they say, but regardless, Square says Outriders is now on track to become the company's next major franchise, suggesting more installments could eventually be on the way. Not bad for a game many had written off after some early, rather underwhelming reveals. So, it just seems like there's people that are attached to this game that want it to do well. So again, let's see what happens. That's what I say, anymore I say, let's see what they can actually pull off. All right, now it's time for your top comments. Let's do this. Let's dive in right now. My most recent video was called Just Confirm New Content and DLC. Game is expanding, brand new updates. What do you guys have to say about this one? Koba says, I just want a game to work out well for once. That's how I'm feeling. We've already experienced Cyberpunk, Anthem, Fallout 76. I can go on and on with a lot of these failures. I just want one game to actually recover. You know what I mean? Now, Cyberpunk, you never know. That could have some upside to it when it comes to whatever they're doing for DLC, and that free content stuff might actually be coming soon, by the way. So I'll keep you guys in the know about that one. Now, Crimson Priest says this, I'll believe it when I see it. So a lot of you guys are skeptical about that one. Roundabout says, they're saying they're hopeful for new content. What they're hopeful is delaying people from getting refunds by pushing it past the last day of returns. Interesting theory. Ryder X War says being able to use drop pod resources to be able to re-roll attributes would be better than an RNG grind. At this point, yeah, that's the easiest way to fix the RNG problem right now is what you just said, X Ryder X War. Absolutely. Now, Giggity says this. Giggity. He says, spoiler alert, I'd like to see a DLC with the Wonder, and hopefully we get to accomplish this mission. The story felt so dark at every turn, including even the historian side quest. It'd be nice to see a DLC where the end is at least a little uplifting. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. But this is a dark game. We'll see what happens, They have a lot of potential to expanding the story. There's a lot of, questions that remain. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Outriders news and updates. And, of course, Biomutant content will be rolling out as well. And then I'm looking at some other open world gaming goodness for you all. But stay tuned, and I will see you all next time. Take care.